This is the latest confirmed information of everything my team and I have been able to confirm for you. The Indian Armed Forces began a counter-offensive late on Thursday night after Pakistani drones and missiles attempted to hit our military facilities in our cities along the western and northern borders. Blackouts were imposed last night over 15 cities from Srinagar to Chandigarh to Bhuj. Now, the Pakistani attack was focused especially on military installments in installations in Jammu, Pathankot, Udhampur, and this came hours after India had confirmed that it targeted the air defense radars and systems in a number of locations in Pakistan and neutralized the air defense system in Lahore. Late on Thursday, the Ministry of Defense had actually put out a statement as well saying that we've had no casualties or material losses and the threat from Pakistan has entirely been neutralized using kinetic and non-kinetic means. Now, kinetic options here means the use of missiles or other weapon systems, and non-kinetic would mean jammers or air drone nets. Focusing on what happened in the cities last night, blackouts in several cities and towns in Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Rajasthan were enforced as drones were sighted across the border over these cities. There was a Ministry of Defense statement late last night that said, and I'm quoting, military stations in Jammu, Pathankot and Udhampur were targeted by Pakistan origin drones and missiles along the international border in Jammu and Kashmir. The threats were swiftly neutralized. Now, the air defense unit successfully stopped 8 missiles fired by Pakistan towards border areas in Jammu, including the strategically important Jammu airport. This is from confirmed defense sources. The missiles were aimed at key locations, including the airport, Samba, Araspura, and Arnia. There was a sudden power outage to Jammu city, which plunged the city into darkness, followed by 2 loud explosions, resulting in the interception of intruding drones. Immediately after, sirens echoed through the city, telling people to stay indoors and to stay in a blackout. The similar stories being reported from Jaisalmer as well in Rajasthan. Sounds of explosions were heard. A blackout was enforced, bordering Rajasthan and plunging the whole stretch into darkness. On the political front, from what we understand, the Union Home Minister on Thursday night spoke with the chiefs of the country's border security forces, including the BSF that guards the border between India and Pakistan. The Directors General of the border guarding forces have briefed the Home Minister about the prevailing situation. The BSF guards India, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh borders. The ITBP guards the border with China, and the SSB guards the border with Nepal and Bhutan. Mr. Shah has spoken to the chiefs of the CISF, which guards the airports. They've taken stock of security at airports. We understand now that there have been some changes. There will be extra security at all airports, which means that if you are taking a flight, you should arrive several hours in advance and expect to be put through many rounds of security, especially at the last end when boarding, at the actual gate of the aircraft. Also, no visitors who don't have tickets will be allowed inside any airport for the time being. All flight information is being monitored very carefully by the government as well. There was a reaction printed by PTI from Pakistan. In Islamabad, the Pakistan Army spokesperson, Lieutenant General Ahmad Sharif Chaudhry, has claimed that drones launched by India were neutralized in Lahore, in Bhavalpur, in Maino, Karachi, Rawalpindi and Atok. He said the one drone crashed near Lahore. 4 soldiers sustained injuries as a result. An official told PTI that at least 4 drones hit the Lahore cantonment area. This is all the confirmation that we have about what has happened so far in Lahore or in Pakistan, and we look for more confirmed information that our government can confirm for us and bring it to you. The impact on civilians last night, a lot of people on our, in our northern states spent the night in fear with their loved ones or praying for their loved ones. This is all of the information that we have on that impact. Jammu and Kashmir government has ordered the closure of all schools, colleges and universities for the next 2 days. Punjab government has ordered the closure of schools and colleges for the next 3 days. The IPL has been cancelled. It was brought to a screeching halt in Dharamsala, and there were air raids in neighboring cities. So the league had to pause. They had to pause the game. They had to actually evacuate the stadium in complete darkness. That caused a fair amount of nervousness among the people who had gathered there as well. The Civil Aviation Ministry has notified that 24 airports across the northern states of India will be closed for all flights until further notice. If you are planning to fly into any of the cities of northern India, it might make sense to check that list. It includes big airports like Chandigarh, Srinagar, Amritsar, Ludhiana, Patiala, Shimla, Batinda, Jaisalmer, Jodhpur, Bikaner, Pathankot. The list is longer, but you could pull that up from the official sources as well. In the meantime, on the diplomatic front, the US Secretary of State, Mark Rubio, spoke with Pakistan Prime Minister and reiterated his calls, this is according to a report in the Indian Express, reiterated his calls for Islamabad to take concrete steps to end any support for terrorist groups. And this is a really important factor because India has been very clear about the fact that Pakistan continues to support terror, and that is our fundamental problem. And as the militaries are facing off right now in India and Pakistan, our national security advisors, Mr. Ajit Doval on our side and Lieutenant General Asim Malik on their side, and the high commissions are actually in touch with each other. But this doesn't necessarily mean that there are talks going on. The Indian Express has reported that diplomatic channels are open, although they are in crisis mode. Our official Geetika Srivastav has been in touch with Islamabad. She was summoned on Wednesday by the Pakistan Foreign Ministry to protest against the strikes. So the two sides are in touch, but this doesn't mean that talks have begun. And a very interesting development, the US Vice President J.D. Vance on Thursday said that India and Pakistan conflict is fundamentally none of their business, referring to the US. In an interview with Fox News, J.D. Vance has said the US will try to encourage both sides to de-escalate but will not get involved. This is the exact quote, and I'm going to read it out for you. He said, America can't tell India to lay down their arms. We can't tell Pakistan to lay down their arms. And so we're going to continue to pursue this thing through diplomatic channels. Our hope and our expectation is that it's not going to spiral into a broader regional war, God forbid, a nuclear conflict. We're worried about these things. The job is of cooler heads in India and Pakistan to make sure it doesn't become a nuclear war. And if it happens, it would be disastrous. Right now, we don't think it's going to happen. End quote. This is what J.D. Vance has said. And that is sort of brings us to a point to ask, are we at war? Because J.D. Vance has used the word war. And I want to point out to you that technically there has been no declaration of war from our government. But what there has been is an escalation of hostilities and between the two countries. I want to point out a good answer for this is our ambassador to the US, Vijay Mohan Patra, who was speaking yesterday to CNN. And in that interview to CNN, he was being pressed repeatedly by the two journalists asking him, is India at war with Pakistan? And he repeatedly reiterated that India is at war with terrorism, that Pakistan continues to support terrorism, but we are very clear that our intention is to dismantle terror, and we are at war with terror. So that is where we are right now. One could say it is a de facto war-like situation with increased hostilities between the two countries. Could also confirm the fact that India's response has been extremely measured and extremely careful. And, in spite of everything that you've heard on your television channels, the Indian government and the Indian defense has been responding in an extremely calculative, very clerical, cold, measured way. And this shows that there is a very cool head on those, cool heads on those shoulders. What should you do as a citizen right now? And I know that there is a lot of fear at this point about how this will escalate and what it will escalate to. As citizens, there's no way to actually predict any of that. We have to keep a close eye for verified information from your local police and from your city governments on instructions that you need to follow. Do not panic and just remain calm and have faith in those who are making decisions, or those who've been put in power to make decisions for us as a country. This is where we are right now. This is the confirmed information that we were able to bring you, but we're going to continue. My team and I are working constantly to confirm information and try and bring you calm and collected information that you can rely on, especially at a time like this where clear information is so important.